Hi everyone, artist Lynn Driscoll here. Today I'm going to be demonstrating making 4 mixed media inchies using Crescent's Inchie board and some other variety of materials. I've started my inchies by taking 4 pieces of different colors of tissue paper, and there's a little bit of mulberry paper there. 2 of those are mulberry paper and 2 of those are tissue paper. And I'm adding some shimmery light body acrylics. These are Jacquard's Lumiere paints. And so I'm just kind of doing a water wash on these and then adding different shades that I think look nice. And we'll let these dry. Now that they're dry, I'm actually taking these and adhering these to the Crescent Inchie board. The inchies that Crescent makes is really fantastic because it's really hard. And let me tell you, it's incredibly hard to cut a perfect inchie. And it's much easier to have the inchie shape ready to go and be able to do a variety of things. Although I'm actually adhering the paper to this inchie in this case, the surface on these inchies is a mixed media surface. You can use watercolor pencils, acrylics, watercolors, pen and ink, mixed media, collage, anything you want. So it's really fantastic for a lot of purposes, and I'm a really big fan. So here I've let these dry, pasting them on with some tacky glue, and now I'm just cutting the edges off so that I have nice clear edges for my inchies. And now I'm actually taking a sponge and a black ink pad and doing what's called distressing the edges, and this just adds a little layer of black ink around the edge, and I'm actually using a makeup sponge for this. They sell really expensive makeup sponges in the store, but I find that you can just distress just as well with those cheap dollar store makeup sponges. So that's what I'm doing here. And you can see that sponge. These are all of the little pieces that I'm going to, little pieces of paper. I've cut those out, different kinds of objects for the front of my inchie, and I'm going to eventually glue them down. But first I'm going to add some stamping on them. And this is again black ink pad and then just a commercially bought stamp. Adding a little bit of stamping to the inchies themselves, and then a little bit to the papers. One of the things that you'll find with inchies is that you really have to be thinking very small, and smaller than you're absolutely used to for creating this kind of art. Inchies, you can't get the kinds of detail that you would on a larger piece, obviously. And usually I find inchies work with just a single focal point. So each of these is going to have a single focal point. There's going to be 2 flowers, a leaf, and a heart. If you get too much more complicated than that with an inchie, it's just you're working so small, it's so hard. In fact, some artists, when they're making inchies, actually use a magnifying glass that will help them. So here I've gone in, I've glued everything down, and now I'm using some white acrylic, and I'm just adding a little bit of detail, a little bit of visual interest with this white acrylic, adding in on my hearts and so forth. Adding some dots, and again, just building sort of the character of these inchies. Now, one of the things that you can do to help you work on such a small surface is to take an ATC or a different size piece of board and actually just temporarily tape your inchies down. And I'm doing this so that I can add the fine last detail work. And you'll see when I go in with the pen here how it's a lot easier to hold on. The inchies are so small that you have trouble actually holding onto them with your fingers, but if you tape them to the board like so, you'll find that you can just add detail really quickly and spin it around and so forth. So I'm sort of finishing up my inchies here, adding a little bit more ink and some other details to have them finished. And as I said, inchies are really fun. They're fantastic to trade. People usually trade them in sets of 6 or 4. And you can really get a lot of mileage out of Crescent's boards, again, because not only is the surface great to work on, but you also have so much, with the size of these inchies, they're so hard to cut, and they're just, you can do so much with them that having these nice pre-cut boards is a really great opportunity. And I'll take the inchies off of the board, and they're finished. Here are the finished 4 inchies in a variety of different shots. Thanks for listening.